So, yeah, come doctor, come close by. Come. All the old people and the senior people can come to the front. So, please come. Yeah. Come, doctor. Yeah. Come. Sarvasya sir. Come, Karthik, everybody. All the seniors and, yeah, come closer. Yeah. So it's, so we will, Ratnesh, if you can just, how do we start with the?
So, good morning, everyone. I hope all of us on the other locations. So, sir, we have all the locations connected live with us.
They will be able to see us. We are not able to see the screen.
So they're able to see the live streaming which is happening at this point of time, and all the 9 locations are connected.
Yeah.
And we have lots of employees in each one of these locations gathered here.
Yeah.
We had planned for some celebration earlier, but unfortunately, one of our senior colleagues. Other locations, if they can go on mute, that will be very helpful because there's a lot of noise this side.
You can also request to switch off the phone.
So may I request all the locations to go on mute, and also if all of us could put our cell phones on silent, please.
Come to. Yeah. So we start off with the pledge.
Yeah.
We start off. Yeah. That should we have the cell? Yeah. So you will announce or you will announce or?
And then I will request you to give it.
Yeah, and then the pledge. Pledge is last. Yeah.
So once again, now that we don't have any disturbing noise, so once again, good morning to everyone. So as I was saying, we had planned some celebrations, but unfortunately, one of our senior colleagues, Mr. Jovilal, the CEO of our Aster Retail, his mother passed away today morning. So we had to cancel all the celebrations, and I'm sure all of us understand. So I think I will request all of us for a 1-minute silence in the respect of the departed soul to her heavenly abode. So I request everyone for a 1-minute silence, please. Thank you. And as we often talk, the milestone that we are achieving today as we enter our 30th year is not something very, very common for lots of organizations. And we are one of the fortunate ones with the grace of Almighty and with all the direction that our chairman, Dr. Azad, has set for ourselves. We are witnessing, all of us are experiencing and witnessing, and we are able to be a part of this large family of almost like 20,000 employees, 9 locations, such a large size, almost 300 units, putting all hospitals, clinics, pharmacies together. And to witness this lovely, wonderful occasion, I will request our chairman to give his address, please.
Thank you, Ratnesh. Dear Asterians, so this is a very, very important and historic moment for all of us. So we started this journey 30 years back as a single doctor clinic in Bardubai, and we have come a long way. It has been a journey in which, if you look at, we achieved a lot. There were ups and downs, but all throughout the story was always regarding people. Whether we are looking at our customers, it's all about people. and if it is looking inside, it's all about people. So after 30 years, looking back, we thought that it's time for us to take stock and decide what to acknowledge, what to recognize, what to celebrate, and how to go forward. So I've sent you a mail which most of you might have read, and I just want to reiterate few of the things which have been told there and explain a little more. Now, we have been lucky. I always tell that it is very, very important we are at the right time, at the right place, among the right people. Being in Dubai, where we started this, we had this great opportunity to be among the visionary rulers, benevolent rulers who supported us, and that is one of the reasons for our success, one of the major reasons for our success. And then we were among the people, right people, not only the rulers, but the people who are here, who were so supportive. And in all other countries also, we had the support of the officials and the rulers, and that was another major reason from the outside world. And we were in places where there was a requirement for healthcare. Healthcare is an area where there is ongoing requirement, more of demand than supply. So we were in a space where it's always required, and that was another reason. So that brought us here, and that was only because of the grace of God. And so we must first of all thank Almighty for giving us this opportunity to be in this space and to do what we have done and to help us in our future journey. Now, thanking Almighty, thanking the people, the environment, that's fine. But this whole thing was accomplished by people with us. We started very small, very few people were there, and now it's a journey where we have nearly 20,000 people, and in different geographies, 9 countries, and over 300 establishments. And mostly skilled people, and also the support staff who are there. And we wanted to recognize that. So the theme of this 30th year is mainly recognizing people who helped us, both internally, that's all of you who are here and who have gathered over the VC and by other means who are witnessing this, and the general Asterians in general who are there in different parts of the world. So recognizing them, celebrating them is one of the main themes that we thought we should do. A lot of people to be recognized. People who have completed 5 years, people who have completed 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, and 30 years. So we have to recognize them in different geographies. That is one of the main themes of this whole celebration. By the end of next year, when we have the anniversary celebration, that's the 30th year, we would have recognized people who are important. Not only the period they stayed with us, but also the contribution. There are special people who have done a lot of things. Then we remember people who have done and who have left us. Even though not much, there have been people who have contributed a lot and left us. I don't want to recognize by names now, but there are very, very important people who contributed and are no more with us. Now, apart from that, we also want to recognize people from other internal stakeholders other than our employees who have contributed. Our partners who have contributed a lot for us to reach here, and our suppliers, our lot of people who have associated as stakeholders with us. So those people we have to find out and recognize them during this period. Why I am telling this is not something which has to be done from top-down approach. It has to be done at the individual institution level. All of you who have gathered should, from today onwards, look at people who have to be recognized, who have contributed for the help of, maybe it's a small pharmacy or a clinic or a large institution. You have to start making a list of people who have helped you to reach this stage and find out ways in which you can recognize them. And that will be discussed by the team which is being put into take this forward. So that is one of the most important things that we have to do during this 1 year period. It has to be a crescendo model which has to culminate in our final anniversary celebration. The second one, which again I have mentioned in the mail, was to give back to the society and to the communities who have helped us to reach here. God will take care of us if we take care of His people, His children who are in need. We all know that. And we have been blessed. God has blessed us all tremendously. When we look at people around, we are all blessed people. So how can we give back? That's a major theme that we are going to do during this period. That's a second major theme. We want to start a program called Aster Volunteers. Aster Volunteers is both as a noun, Aster Volunteers, and as a verb. Aster volunteers to do things. So we are volunteering that we will be doing things, and we have Aster volunteers who comes into that. The Aster volunteers can be internal, that is all of us, our doctors, nurses, paramedical staff, support staff, everybody can become part of that. And Aster volunteers can be from outside also. We will seek the enrollment of volunteers who want to come in. Just to give you an example, a doctor, a surgeon can commit that during this anniversary here, he will do 5 surgeries free of cost without charging the patient. Which means if you have 500 surgeons out of our 2000 doctors, you will be doing 2500 surgeries free of cost during this period. Like that, there are a lot of things which can be done free of cost, and there are other people who can contribute. For example, a nurse can tell that I will contribute half a day of my service for whatever is being asked for. So we know that there is a nurse who can go and serve somebody who need half a day free of cost. Like that, all of us who are capable of doing that, there may be people who want to contribute money, they can do that. That's all voluntary. So whatever way, maybe there are people who can volunteer medicines, people who can volunteer a lot of things. So all of us contribute that. We put it into a record. We will have again individual institution based coordinator for this, who will take all that pledges and keep it. And also attract patients from outside, volunteers from outside who can contribute. For example, if there is a housewife who can contribute half a day to take a person who is at home to a hospital or even to a mall, a handicapped person, that becomes a volunteering activity. So that we are going to coordinate. We are asking people to volunteer their time or resources. So all this will be put together. What are our available things that we can give to people? And then we will start finding out through crowdsourcing, to methods, what are the requirements of people. Maybe somebody requires a wheelchair, maybe somebody requires half a day to be taken to a hospital, maybe somebody requires a surgery, maybe there is somebody who wants a medicine for some illness, he doesn't have the money. So we match that, and that is being matched at different levels, at the unit level as well as at the organization levels. And this goes back to the people. Maybe there is a requirement for us to send a team of doctors, paramedical staff and people for a refugee camp in Syria where people are suffering. Again, we look at who are all the people who are ready to support that and organize that and send it. So this has to be a major program where Aster volunteers become a household name, and it doesn't stop here. That will continue for many decades, and that will be one of the major things that will make us stand apart from others when people look at it, because we are blessed people who have to bless others with whatever we have. So I request all of you to take this very seriously, again at individual organization levels. This has to be a bottom-up approach, not like top-down driven. We can do programs, we can have lot of things being done, but it has to be at the level of the individual organization. Now the third important thing which I wanted to tell, and that is the third theme. Three themes mainly we have, and of course we can add on anything in the next 1 year period which we find that is useful for people, useful for our employees, as well as useful for the community. We can add on other things also as we go forward. The third thing which I wanted to tell you is to be future ready. We have to be future ready by way of many things. One, as an organization, we have to make sure that we are future ready. See, if you look at world over, there is huge revolutions happening in many businesses, many industries. And healthcare luckily has been protected for many years. If you look at things which we know, like Kodak film, is no more there. It is extinct. You don't take a photograph on a camera film now. It's all done on your mobile phone. If you look at other things, like even taxi calling has become now very rare because you order a Uber. You have started ordering over the internet for many of your items, retail items, instead of going into a shop. You don't go to the bank for banking now. You do it at home, at the comfort of home, and you do most of the transactions. Maximum you may go to an ATM. That is the change which is happening in other industries. And healthcare luckily has been protected. But it is going to be a big revolution which is going to happen in healthcare in the next 5 to 10 years. We have to expect that. Are we ready for that? We have to make sure that we are ready and we are ahead of the curve, ahead of others, so that when there are impacts happening, we are not affected. We know that healthcare will continue as it is to a great extent, but still there is a requirement for all of us to be aware that things can go wrong. For example, a patient coming to the OPD may not come there because if he has the comfort of getting his consultation done through a Skype at home and a diagnosis and medicine being supplied there, there's no requirement for a patient to come for an outpatient consultation. I'm just giving an example. There are a lot of things which can happen which can change the way in which we are doing presently medication. There are home monitoring happening, a lot of things being tested at home, and things are going to change in the next 5-10 years. You have this happening and you have to be ready. So technologically we have to be very, really looking at what is possible, which the organization will do, and all of you will have to do. Why I am telling this is because you have to look at opportunities which are there for innovation. You should come out with your suggestions. We are forming a body for innovation in healthcare, which will be rolling out or inviting ideas which all the Asterians should participate, because it's at the grassroots level you will find that there is a problem or an issue or an opportunity which can be taken up and which can actually be something which will take us forward much ahead of others as we go forward. So that is something which we have to do. We have to be future ready. To be future ready, there are a lot of other things to be done. We ourselves have to be healthy, as I have told in that mail, and we have to make sure our families also have to be healthy. Many of us, when you look at, we find that we are not taking care of ourselves or not taking care of our families. That has to change. During this 1 year, we have to make sure that we take care of ourselves as well as our families, because as we usually see in the aircraft and all, only after taking care of yourself, you can take care of even your child. Because it's very important that you are healthy and you are capable of doing that. So, very important that we take care of our health, which is a theme during this anniversary year. And then of course, you have to take care of your families and then take care of others. I don't want to prolong. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and my family here. Nasira is there, Alicia is there, Ziham is there. Zaba unfortunately couldn't come today because she had a small fracture on her leg, so she couldn't come. And Anup is in India. And all the senior management standing here. Everybody is here. I don't want to name each and every one of them. Senior doctors who have been with us for many, many years, including Dr. Saeed, who you might have seen in that photograph which I posted. That's the only other photo which is visible in that. So, lot of people who have been with us for say 30 years, 25 years, 20 years, 15 years. people like Wilson, so many other people, and we are now an organization which, in spite of people, can move forward. The most important thing that happened in the last maybe 10 years is that, one, we are a great brand and people know that Aster by name, and that rebranding happened. And second thing, we have become very stable. Irrespective of whoever is sitting anywhere, we are now in a situation that we can go forward, and that is a great strength that we have achieved in the last 5 years, where there are people who can look after what is being done by somebody can be taken over by others, and that is the greatest strength of the organization. And you all have contributed for that, and I am sure that in the next 10 years what is going to happen will be much, much more than what has happened in the last 30 years, because exponential growth is happening in the organization, and we are going to more and more avenues which we haven't so far been able to explore, and I am sure you all are going to be in this journey. I see a lot of faces which are familiar. One good thing that I am saying is that most people who were very old when they joined have become much younger now.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
No,
So,
Chairman,
yeah.
he was meaning for himself actually.
Yeah. So that is the best part. We are, see, we all know that aging is actually not chronological. Chronological age happens as you age, but your mental and physical age depends on your environment. If you are taking care of yourself, that's your physical age, by proper food, exercise, you won't become older. And if you are taking care of your mental age, like even at the age of 60, if you think that you are like 30, then you will be 30 at 60.
Just like our chairman. Huh?
Yeah. So once again, I don't want to prolong. I have been warned by Nasira that don't make a long speech. So I would like to thank from the bottom of our hearts for all that you have done. People have from different parts of the world, they are here, and also on the internet and webcasting and other methods they are accessing. Let us start off the celebration after, see, as has been told, we had the unfortunate thing of death of Joe Bilal's mother. Joe Bilal called me specifically to tell that don't postpone anything, you have to start off as planned. I said that no, Joe Bilal, we will start off and we will do everything, and we will do other than like distribution of sweets or cutting of cake, everything else we will do, because we don't want this to be a situation where we these are all signs which you show it's a celebration. It's a celebration, but he wanted to do that. But those two things we will do after maybe few days after the funeral is over. And we are, in fact, our senior people are going to Joe Bilal's house in Kerala. And just wanted to tell you that we are starting this. In the next 1 year, you will find lot of activities happening. We are putting together a team of senior people. And as I told you, this has to happen at the grassroots level, not at the top level. Everybody has to get involved. And it's very, very important that we keep that philosophy of our organization, which is a caring mission with a global vision. That's how we started. That has to be in our mind. And our values, which has been sent to all the places, which you have to keep there, but it shouldn't be sitting on the table or on the wall. It has to be in the minds of our people. It has to be part of our DNA. The 6 important Aster values, which is the passion, the most important thing, the passion with which we work, then the respect that we give to others, to each one of us, and as well as to our patients and customers, the integrity that we show, irrespective of what may be the situation, the integrity we show internally and externally, and the compassion, most important for healthcare, for our patients and people around us. Then the excellence that we deliver through our quality and other methods. That is the next one. And then unity between us, which is happening now. All of us being one, because 1 + 1 is not 2, it is 5 or 10. That we have to show to the world and we have to prove. So these 6 values must be imbibed into our DNA and we should take it forward. Now, we have told everybody that we will treat you well. This is a statement which started from actually when we launched Aster MedCity, but we adopted it for the organization, which was, it was rhyming so well, and it was rhyming in the minds of people who heard that. Everybody appreciated. So we took that from Aster MedCity and took it as the brand promise for the whole organization. So this "we will treat you well" is not something which we are telling our patients. One simple thing is that you are telling the patient "we will treat you well." It's not like that. It is "we will treat you well" coming from the top management, that's the board of directors, down to everybody in the organization and percolating to the lowest level. Everybody tells the people who are around them that "we will treat you well." And then together we tell the outside world that "we will treat you well." As a chorus, we say that "we will treat you well." So I don't want to prolong. I just want to thank you once again and thank Almighty for giving us this opportunity. I'm so lucky to be in the front of this. I always tell that I am like the general who gets all the credit for winning the war, whereas the war has been won by the foot soldiers who have done that great work of fighting it. So I am so lucky, and I once again thank you. And let us take the pledge and drive forward in the next 20 years. And at the age of 50 of the organization, we want to see, sitting from outside, we may not be there in this world, or even if it is in the world, we will be looking at it from outside, people like me. We want to see Aster DM Healthcare to be one among the greatest and most recognized and respected healthcare organization providing healthcare to millions of people worldwide. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So, your direction and your advice, I think all of us will keep it to our heart for next 30 years at least.
Sure.
Recognizing, as you said, there are 3 themes, which is recognizing every stakeholder, starting with our employees and everybody who has contributed in this fantastic journey of 30 years, giving back to the society who has blessed us, and now we are in a position to do something or give something back to society, and also making ourselves future ready. So all those golden words, all those advice have been captured through this small pledge, Aster 30 pledge, and I would once again request you to please administer press for the employees. Just speak color-wise. Easier, color-wise.
The others?
Color-wise, it will be easier to read. I hereby strongly pledge to uphold the differentiation in 2 colors.
Yeah. So I'll just read this out. If you can all read it after each word I will read, and then you can repeat. So Aster at 30 pledge. I hereby solemnly pledge to uphold the 6 Aster values of excellence, compassion, integrity, respect, passion, and unity, which are the bedrocks on which the organization has been built over 3 decades. I shall strive hard to acquire more knowledge and upgrade my skills to serve humanity better. I promise to provide care to the needy as part of my commitment of giving back to the society, and undertake to keep myself and my family healthy and fit to serve others better. As a true Asterian, I reaffirm the Aster brand promise. We will treat you well. Thank you very much. Yeah,
So thank you so much, sir.
welcome.
Although you may have taken all the credit, but as they say, behind every successful man, there is a strong woman behind you. So thank you, ma'am, for being here with us and standing like a rock solid support behind chairman to direct us to reach this height. Thank you, Jihan. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the senior leaders. So we have a lot of senior employees here, at least those of us in Dubai who have joined us 2000 and beyond. So we have a lot of senior colleagues here who have been with the organization for many, many years. Thank you so much for coming all the way here. All the locations, far-fetched locations, connected through the video connectivity. Thank you so much. And as chairman said, the celebration is begun, but we had this unfortunate incident. But we will plan all that was planned today, another day. And thank you for all the efforts that have been going on for the last couple of days in putting this event together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right? Okay. Okay.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.